That is the intro for the Mayo Jar, and this will be the subject of this first lesson in this masterclass. Before we start, make sure that your guitar is tuned to Orkney tuning. How to do that is explained in the text on this page. And the second thing you should pay attention to is the capo on the second fret of my guitar. I put this capo here because some of the chords in this song are a little bit stretchy for your left hand, and with the capo it will be a little bit easier to play. So don't forget your capo, otherwise you'll be playing out of tune by an entire note throughout the masterclass, and that's not going to sound good. Alright, so your left hand, you play this G minor added 11th chord. I put my index finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and my ring finger on the 4th string, 5th fret. You can use your pinky as well, whatever you prefer. It doesn't matter because your left hand stays that way throughout the intro. Let all notes ring out and your left hand will be fine. Now, if you look at the tablature, you'll see that it seems as if I'm playing these 4 notes 6 times in a row. And when I listen to performances by people who learned this song from tablature only, that is indeed what some of them do. They play 4 notes 6 times in a row, and then you get something like this. Which sounds a little bit dull, right? It's not what I was doing in the beginning. And that is because I'm not really playing 4 notes 6 times in a row. I'm rather playing 7 notes 3 times in a row. I'm playing these 7 notes. And I do that 3 times. So I'm actually skipping 1 note. And the notes that I'm skipping are indicated by little brackets in the tablature. And those are the silent notes or optional notes. I do play those notes because they keep the groove going, but they're not part of the melody, and therefore I play them very softly. Something like that. Optional notes are important, but you always have to make sure that you don't have them interfere with the melody. They should be separated in volume. So adjust your volume, adjust your attack in order to make sure that the melody stands out and is not getting interrupted or disturbed. Then the next thing is the last note. As you see in the tablature, it's a double note. And I'm playing the 4th string with my thumb pick here. And at the same time, I'm playing the 5th string with a pull-off of the middle finger of my left hand, like that. And the reason that I'm not playing the 5th string with my thumb pick is because I want this note to be very warm and soft. And that's why I'm using this pull-off here, like that. With the thumb pick, it would be too harsh. And the last thing I want to explain to you is probably the most important thing in this lesson. I'm applying a technique to improve the tone of my guitar. Believe it or not, when you play guitar, you can manipulate, you can improve the tone of your guitar. And the technique I'm using here is what they call a neck bending. I'm bending the neck of my guitar sideways, and when I do that, I create a kind of a chorus effect, and I'll show it to you. Listen to the difference between this. This is just a strum, and this. Do you hear that? It's as if I switched on the chorus pedal. And what I'm doing is I'm bending the neck of my guitar sideways. Not forward. If you do it that way, what happens is that the tension for each string changes the same way, and then all strings change in pitch the same way. But if you bend your neck sideways, the tension for each string changes a little bit differently, and that creates this beautiful chorus effect. It's a technique that I use almost all the time for almost everything I play, and it really enhances the tone of your guitar. There's one thing important here though, which is that it does take a bit of force, because if you just move your neck like this. It doesn't work. Your entire guitar will go up and down, and that's not the way it works. You have to make sure that you clamp the body of your guitar firmly between your leg and your upper arm, so that when you bend the neck, the body of your guitar stays firm. And then it works. And I'll tell you, it does take a bit of force. It's definitely a good fitness exercise for your arm muscles and your back and your chest. Which means that if you've never done this, you have to be careful, because you might run into some sore muscles after a day or two. Don't overdo it, but do try this out, because it's a beautiful technique to really enhance the tone of every guitar you play. Okay, these are the things I wanted to point out to you for this section. I'll repeat them again. Left hand is simple, keep it there, let the notes ring out. Don't play 4 notes 6 times in a row. Make sure you modulate the volume. You play these optional notes, these hidden notes to keep the groove going. The last note is the pull-off with your middle finger on the 5th string. And most importantly, practice these neck bends. They will really make a big difference for everything you play. All right, time for you to practice, I suppose. I would recommend that you use the audio loops. The audio loops are below the tablature, somewhere above me. And if you click the button, the audio will play forever. It will repeat this section until you press the button again. And that way you can play along. And if you adjust the volume such that your own guitar is about as loud as mine, you'll be able to hear immediately whenever there's something different. And then you have a few seconds to try again and repeat and repeat and repeat until you can play the intro exactly the way I did. And by the time you're there, I'll be happy to see you in the next lesson.